Hi, it's Michelle, and thank you for tuning in. If you are, I appreciate it. This is part 3 of my book series that I am doing, just kind of explaining a little about each book, and so each book will have its own part. But I do want to thank you guys for tuning in. So for today, for this part, we have the last book in my Desire trilogy, which is Unforeseen Desire. Again, the cover was done by Cover Couture. So she did amazing on all 3 covers when I decided to re-release this series. But in this book, you meet Bella. So she is introduced. You do get to meet her in the second book. So you do vaguely, hear about her and her little misadventures in the second book. Even though it's mainly about Huron, but this one is her book. She is just as feisty as her mom. She has her mom's stubbornness. She has her dad's temper. So she has definitely a mixture of both. She is naive to a point, especially after, what had happened. But like I said, if you read book 2, you'll know what happened. And in this one, she has her own trouble that follows her. Some of it's new trouble, some of it resurfaces. So it's, you definitely want to read these in order. They can be read as standalone, but to really, especially when you get to not necessarily the second book, but if you get to this one, you may be a little lost at what had happened to her previously, because that is mentioned in the second book. But it would probably, to get the whole story, to immerse yourself in the whole story of Macedonia, because that's where it all takes place, is you do want to start with the first book. So that way you get a feel for all the characters that come out. Or you could get lost, but not necessarily, So it is entirely up to you, but I do personally recommend to read them from Awakening Desire and then read them straight through. But honestly, I know in the first video that I did with Awakening Desire, that will always be my baby, which still stands true with all the stories that I've written so far. All my books, I love them all. I love each and every story. But this one, even though Awakening Desire is my baby, I personally love this one as well. I love them all. Like I said, I love them all, but I don't know. I have a special place for Bella. Her story was a treat to write. And I really enjoyed this one. So, again, it can be found on Amazon.com as well. You can also check out my website, which will also have a list of all my books. You can catch me at authormichelleknight.com. You can also shoot me an email, especially if you want to be put on a mailing list for my newsletters. And that one will be info@authormichelleknight.com. So just shoot me an email, say, hey, I'd like to be added onto your mailing list for your newsletter, and just leave me your name and email, and which email you want it to go to, and I will certainly get you added onto my contacts list for my newsletters. But again, yeah, so check them out. So far, video 1, Awakening Desire. Video 2 was Dangerous Desire. This one is Unforeseen Desire. So please check them out and stay tuned for video 4, where I will tell you about another book that happens to be another really, really good one. And it is a different departure from these, because these were historical romance. Again, spice. So if that is just something you don't want, if you want vanilla, then yeah, these probably won't be for you. Most of my books do have spice in them. I believe there's only one book I did that does not, but all my other ones do. So, but I will try in each video to let you know whether or not they have spice, any type of trigger warnings, just in case. But it is a good rule of thumb to check when you're on Amazon.com before you purchase a book, to look at the triggers, because I do at least try to put something in there underneath what the book is about, to let you know what you could possibly find in the book, so that way, if you have any type of trigger warnings, that you don't want to read, or you just feel it's a little too close to home, or whatever, then not to get it, or at least you're well aware before you purchase it. That way, if you still want to get it, you still can. But I really hope you enjoy my Desire Trilogy as much as I enjoyed bringing the story to you. So again, all of these can be found on Amazon.com, and please check out my website as well. And thank you for tuning in. Again, if you have not already done so, please subscribe and comment if you wish. I will definitely be more than happy to comment back. But again, thank you so much for tuning in, and happy reading.